Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a bloody fantastic day, evening. Today I'm joined by the 5.7 litre, 291 kilowatt, 395 horsepower, 1500 Ram. Not a Dodge, just a Ram. Now what sets this apart from almost every other vehicle in its segment is the ridiculous towing capacity. So let's run the numbers, shall we? 4.5 tonne braked towing capacity on the 3.9 diff ratio option. It has a gross combined mass of over 7 tonne, 7.2 to be precise. The only downside is in the tub you can only, I say only, fit 845 kilos. Others in the range, i.e. the Ranger and the Hilux, will fit more by about 100 kilos. However, it pips them on pretty much anything else to do with towing. The only thing it doesn't, unfortunately, pip it on is interior options and safety features. So we need to discuss where this fits in the market, pricing, obviously, options, but I mean, it looks freaking killer, right? Join me at the business end because whilst also looking killer, it can do killer jobs as well. Now I'm going to refer to this vehicle, this ute, as very utilitarian, and when we get to the interior you will see why. Let's just run the numbers just so we're all on the same page as how ridiculous this thing is. So gross combined mass is basically your trailer plus the car plus payload, etc. For this is 7.2 tonne, 7.2. The equivalent wild track, which is the big daddy towing, is 6. So you get an extra 1.2 tonne gross combined mass. Then that's the important one. Curb weight, this is 2.6, the wild track's 2.2. The only time where this is let down in towing, I guess, is because this can only take 845 kilos, the Ranger can take 954. Now the reason for that is just in here, there is coil springs, because this thing rides absolutely beautifully. Like you'll be driving a car, like it is ridiculous in there. Here is
100 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Really, Google? I've been in, mate, half an hour, but okay. Now the other reason we are back here is because of this tray, all 6'4" of it. Now this one is optioned with the Ram boxes, which are friggin' cool as. Now they add God, I can't even remember now, I think it's 200 litres of storage capacity. Now just here in this one there is actually a bung which you can take out, and they advertise it in the book as being able to put ice in there and put drinks in there. That's pretty cool. Now the other reason we're back here is the ginormous fuel tank, all 121 litres of it. In the wild track, I mean, it's a diesel, so you don't need it as big. It's 80 litres. In tests, they found that a full tank will get you around 700 kilometres. And if you was to do that all on highway, freeway driving, you might even see 1,000. Now, while we're on the subject of fuel, 12.2 litres to 100 kilometres is what you're going to get out of this thing, which for a V8 is actually not that bad. It has an eco mode where it turns off 4 of the cylinders, and you just purr along like a little kiddie that says eco mode, and you feel like you're saving the planet. Beautiful. So I've jumped inside because I just want to quickly talk about the fact that this is actually comes into the country as a left-hand drive car. Now, a company over east, positioned right next to Walkinshaw, takes almost everything apart. The body is lifted off of the chassis, a new steering rack is put in, a new locally produced dash is put in from the same people that used to make the Camry dashes. Unless I told you that, you would not know that this is a conversion. Even the floor plan is modified, so the resting foot has been moved. You would not know that this was originally a left-hand drive car. Now, on top of that, they actually crash test the right-hand drive version of this car to make sure that this version is safe, let alone the left-hand drive one is safe. Now, talking about the steering, unfortunately with a 13.9 meter turning radius, that's big. That's very big. It is a 5.8 meter long ute, almost half a meter longer than the Ranger and Hilux equivalents. I'm in a car park and it would not fit in a car park. You would overhang into the car park behind by a lot. I went to a shopping center yesterday and I had to very strategically park this monster. Whilst watching this video, you'll have to do me a few huge favors, one of which is hit that thumbs up button. So I'm just gonna chill here for just a second. I'll let you scroll down. Yeah, that's right, scroll down. Just move your mouse cursor to the thumbs up, clicked it, cool. Awesome, thank you, I love you, you're the best. Second point, huge shout out to a company called Milkshake Promotions. I'm gonna link their Instagram down below because they helped organize this. And if you are a dealer looking to advertise your cars, your services to a greater audience, check them out. Thirdly, where can you buy this car, how much, warranty, etc. So, most importantly, Wanneroo Ram, that's where this car is located. That's where you can buy it. The sales team are incredible. I'm be dealing with a lovely gentleman called Nathan. Head down there, tell them you saw this ute on joydrive, and they will look after you even more so than they already look after the general public, because they are fantastic. So let's touch on warranty and pricing. Now you know where to buy it. Warranty, 3 years, which is below the 5-year standard for the segment. Price-wise, these start at $80,000 drive away. This particular option with the Ram boxes and the black pack, which Ram boxes are 4.5, the black is 5, so that brings it up to the almost $90,000 vehicle. Now that's obviously a bit more than the equivalent Ranger or the Hilux. Now, arguably inside the Ranger and the Hilux is probably a much nicer experience to be, but you don't buy this car for that reason. The sales on this car have been absolutely incredible. They've sold almost 1,400 units year to date as of the 1st of August, which is more than the entirety of Peugeot and more than the entirety of the Fiat passenger and SUV department. And it's an American truck. So the appetite for these things is absolutely monstrous. Head down to Wanneroo Ram and go pick yourself up one, go pick yourself this one, because it looks so good. Now, harping back to my issue with the interior, I think it's time we take this thing for a spin and we explain the interior quirks. I'm referring to it as utilitarian. Let's go. Welcome to the sea of grey and lack of features that is the Ram 1500 Express interior. Now, we've gone over all of the towing numbers. You know how well business is taken care of with towing. You know it's quick, you know it's got grunt, But the interior is where you are. That's where you sit. That's where you live all of the time when driving a car. You don't sit on the roof, you don't sit in the tray, and you certainly don't sit in a trailer. So with that in mind, let's talk about the interior. I mean, this is the Express, so it's very basic. We have a 5-inch touchscreen, no sat nav, no Android Auto, no Apple CarPlay. There is not a lot here. You have Bluetooth and USB, and that's about the length and breadth of your entertainment. You can't even change the volume or change the track from the steering wheel. Very, very small thing, but a thing to note nonetheless. You've got cruise control, but that's your bulk stock cruise control. Set it and 8 and it goes, whether there's a wall there or whether anything, whether you change lane, do whatever. Now what you have to remember when saying all of this is this car originally started manufacturing in 2009. Now yes, there's been some updates since then, but this model has been out in America since 2009. Now don't get me wrong, the Laramie is insane compared to this. The center console is beautiful. You get a huge 8 or 9-inch touchscreen, which has navigation, it has Android Auto, it has Apple CarPlay, it has all of the things that you need to be comfortable in an interior. Even the rear seats are heated in the Laramie, front seats are cooled. Now, the way that I feel the Express fits into all of this is if you just want to tow shit and get shit done, that's what this thing is going to be. You don't have to worry about getting no fancy touchscreen filthy. Everything's simple. There's very, very little to go wrong. Unfortunately, that does mean you lose out on some safety features, which other cars with a far lesser price tag in this segment that you would come as standard. But again, that's not what this is for, is it? You want to tow 4.5 ton. That's what you want to do with this bloody thing. And you can be rest assured it's going to do that extremely, extremely well. Now, hopping into this thing, you would be forgiven for thinking that you're in a 2.5 ton truck, ute, that can tow 4.5 ton. Like it drives like a car, and it is so comfortable. Obviously the trade-off is that you have the coil springs in the rear, so you can't put as much in the tray, but it get up and goes. And rounding off the issues that I have with this car, which every other automotive journalist who is an actual journalist on the planet has noted, is that the parking brake is by the door on the right hand side. Yeah, so just think about that for just 1 second. When you park up, you put it in drive, you pull the handbrake up, you're doing all of that whilst on the brake. But your left foot is usually resting to the side, as it should be. When you brake, you can use your right foot, and then when you park, you have to lift your foot off the brake onto the parking brake. Now obviously that is a very simple shift in mindset. It's just that you move your left foot over onto the brake. While holding the brake, you move your right foot over to put the parking brake on. But then you can get up and go. It's pretty wild actually. This is definitely one of those howdy, let's get rowdy cars, without a shadow of a doubt. As the sun sets on another beautiful day in Perth, that brings us to the end of today's Ram 1500 Express video. If you did like what you saw in today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button? Go check out the rest of the channel. We've done some incredible things over the past few months, and in the next few months I'm heading to SEMA, and there's a whole adventure around that, and I very much hope to see you there with me. We have to give a huge thank you to Milkshake Promotions. Again, all the details linked down below. Go check them out, go give them a follow. And finally, of course, if you're interested in one of these, which I'm sure you are, because it is ridiculously capable of doing ridiculously many things. Yes, the interior is a bit lacking, but that's not what you buy one of these for. Links down below for Wanneroo Ram, and I'm going to put up where they are on the screen right here, because they are in not a strange spot. If you know Wanneroo and where all the car yards are, you know exactly where they are, but just in case you don't, they're behind the Nissan dealer, which is the one that you can see from the road. So if you see the Nissan dealer, it's behind there and just next to Holden. And on that note, it's time to end the show. What a beautiful day. I just locked myself in. It's funny, isn't it? And on that note, it's time to end this episode of Joy Drive. Very much hope you enjoyed it and watching it as much as I did driving and filming it. And I very much hope to see you in the next one. Have a beautiful evening, morning, wherever it is that you choose to consume my videos, and I will see you in the next one.